It's an amazing thing to me that after hundreds of years of awareness, that people still think we are not one. You know, all life originated in Africa. All life. All life came from the same source. And from that same source, from that same place, as we migrated out to different parts of the world, our skin color changed, foods changed, environments changed. We all changed because of the diversity of the environments. Hair became lighter, skin became lighter or darker, whatever that was. And what's crazy is what I just said is a scientific fact. And yet, even though we all came from the same place, from the same source, literally from the same place and the same source, people do everything they can to not unite. And as we hear all of the conversations going on about race around the world, it's an amazing thing that people won't just look at truth, that everyone on this planet is your cousin. Doesn't matter if they're your Asian cousin, your black cousin, your Caucasian cousin, your African American cousin, your African cousin, your Latino cousin, that everyone is connected. And when you ignore the fact, just the physiological fact, just the biological fact that we are all connected, then what you have to do is you have to create reasons to create walls between you and everybody else who is just like you, just a different shade of you. You know, if you ever see in Africa, you ever see animals at a watering hole. When there's a dry season, when the rains begin to fall, animals will go to a watering hole. And at that watering hole they'll go to, because of the drought, many of them are completely malnourished. They haven't had water in some time. And what you'll see animals that are normally predators and preys with one another at the same watering hole. Because here's what they're doing. We don't have time right now. We don't have time for me to go hunt you right now. I'm too thirsty to hunt you right now. So let's just all drink at this watering hole. We can fight it. We could do all that later. Right now, we're all dying of thirst. And if we don't take this moment for peace at this moment, then we will none of us be quenched. So I'm going to leave you alone. You leave me alone. We're just going to stay at this watering hole because this is how we survive. Well, right now, we're at a watering hole moment because this country, this world is dying of thirst. There's enough walls that have been built. There's enough division that has been created. We've already spent hundreds of years looking at one another, seeing everything not right with that other person, trying our best not to see what is right with that person. And now we're at a watering hole moment. And the question becomes, are you willing to stop who you've been, stop your bias, stop everything that you've been doing and come to the watering hole and to just sit and just be with the other person, the other ones around you? Are you willing to do that? Because if you're not willing to do that, then this moment is gone. It's gone. And when it's gone, I don't know when it's going to come back. We have a whole world right now that is stopping and looking and saying, why are we so divided? And we have to look at our dividers. What is the benefit of those that continue to tell us that we're not one? What is the payoff that they receive in continuing to tell us that we're not one, that we're not all of one race, the human race? Why? Who are the people that benefit the most by reminding us of all of our differences? The economic benefit to them, the societal benefit to them. What is the benefit that they receive, and why are you listening to them? Why are we teaching our children all the differences between us? Why aren't we teaching our children the similarities between us? Why are we rewarding people who get in high positions that remind us that we're not all one? Why are we voting for them? Why are we celebrating them? Why are we talking about them in news cycles? Why? What is the point of that? What is the point of not being able to be reminded that we are one? Well, let me tell you, I lose, because as people with power remind us that we're not connected, then we can't unite. And now we are in a situation where the division allows for others to be in positions where you and I, because we cannot connect, we cannot move the agendas forward. Peace should be the ultimate agenda. What is the benefit of a world without peace? How do you and I function in a world without peace? How can we raise our children with peace in a world without peace? It's not possible. You don't want to have to constantly think as you walk down the street. You want to have peace. And even though you see people walking around with protests, they're not protesting just to protest. They're protesting because they want to have peace, because people are tired. They're tired. They're burned out. They're so exhausted because they're constantly at a place and a space where they can find no peace. Imagine you come to your home and there's no peace. How long do you stay in your home with no peace? What would you do? Everyone, we are all one. And I'm going to ask you to look at the person across from you. They may not look like you. They may not pray to who you pray to. They may not believe what you believe. They may not see things the way you see things. But you're all one. I'm one. There is no value in for us to forget that we are all one. We wake up every day and we are connected. What happens to you affects me. What happens to me will affect you. And now more than ever, let us lay down our prejudices. Let us lay down all the voices from all those around us who are constantly screaming about why we should be divided, and let us come to the watering hole. And let us lay down everything at the watering hole. And let us take a drink of peace, because this might be the greatest time in history for it.